I'm asking, how did we as black people got religion? Was it our free will? Did we choose that religion, or was it forced on us? It was forced on the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives. And that was, again, that goes back to us breaking the laws. When we break God's laws, curses would happen on us. And that was one of the curses that the Most High put on us, that we would fall into this religion. We're gonna get that. Read, see, Deuteronomy 28:64. Sir. We're gonna get that. What are the two main religions? Hey, you coming back, sis?
Yes, I need some water.
All right, you got flyer? So, when we got to this side of in America, were we serving Christianity? No, we wasn't. That was forced on us. Whatever our slave master was, guess what? That's what you was.
That's right.
So if you're Baptist or your grandparents grew up Baptist, guess what? They was forced in that belief. If you were a Pentecostal, your parents was forced in that belief. Read. Let's see what happened, why we are in those religions today. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64.
Bring it
Read. And the Lord shall scatter thee.
It says, the Lord God will scatter us. Remember, we broke God's laws. God used different means to scatter us. It says God himself scattered us. Read.
Among all people.
Are we not amongst everybody? We everywhere. Because that was a curse. We would be scattered among everywhere. Read.
From one end of the earth.
From the eastern hemisphere.
Even unto the other.
Unto the western hemisphere. We are everywhere. We're in China. We're in Japan. We're in Africa. We're in the Caribbean. We're here. Everywhere you can think of, we're there. Read.
And there.
Read. Wherever you land, whether it's India, China, wherever, and the Americas. Read.
Thou shalt serve other gods.
You shall serve other gods. Not just other God, other gods. So what is black people, like, what religion are we mostly in? I'm gonna ask you, what religion are we mostly in? There are two major religions on the earth that you find black people in. Which are they? And? We'll help you out. Read.
Thou shalt serve other gods.
Serve other gods.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Our forefathers didn't know these gods. The Christianity today, our forefathers did not know any white Jesus.
That's
our
right.
forefathers didn't serve these gods.
Right.
Read.
Even wood and stone.
Even wood and stone, like you said, Christianity. Back then, they used the wood to build that cross.
That's right.
To this day, people still, but now they use silver and gold to make that. But back then, it was that wood that they put to serve that. That wood represent Christianity.
Bring it out.
And that stone, guess what that stone is? That's Islam. They have the Kaaba stone. That's where that comes from. The Bible predicts that our people would serve those two gods. Those are not our God. Those are the other nations.
That's right.
Islam is the Arabs' religion. That has nothing to do with us. We serve the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's our God. That's the God of the Bible.
That's right.
This religion we are in, God told us, like, we're not even supposed to be in there.
Right.
Now we have those, in churches you have pastors, right? They keep Sunday, they say go ahead. The churches teach you to stay in sin. Do you guys know what sin is? So far. What is sin?
Sin is doing anything opposite of what God.
Okay. Be specific. What's sin? Out of everything we learned today, you should have a clue of what sin is.
Yeah, that's what he said, going against God's law.
That's it. We're gonna prove that. That's it. I wanted you to be specific in mentioning the law. So when we break God's laws, we into sin. Like right now, our majority of our people are in sin because why? They're not keeping God's laws. Read.
1 John chapter 3 and verse 4.
Bring it out.
Whosoever committeth sin.
So it says whosoever. Again, remember the Bible was given to who? The Israelites. It's not saying whosoever of the white people or the Chinese or the Indian. It's whosoever of Israel. Read.
Whosoever committeth sin.
Commit sin because only Israel got the law. So for you to be in sin to break the law had to be given to you.
Right.
The law wasn't given to nobody else but Israel. Read.
Transgressive also the law.
Transgress means to break the law.
Right. For sin is.
For sin is what?
the transgression of the law.
The breaking of God's law. That's what sin is. So in churches, we go to Sunday. Us being in churches on Sunday, that's us breaking God's law. Because God never told us to keep Sunday.
Right.
Give me Exodus 31:16.
Bring it up.
God never told us to keep Sunday. What day did God say to keep? The Sabbath day. But today they say, oh, because of Christ, the Sabbath is no longer applied. We keep Sunday now. Right? That's what they say in church. Read.
Exodus chapter 31 verse 16.
Read.
Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep.
Stop. It says, the children of Israel, again I'm stressing the point. The Bible is for no one else but Israel. But Israel. It says the children of Israel, read,
shall keep the Sabbath.
Shall keep the Sabbath. Read.
To observe the Sabbath throughout their generation.
Again, are we generating today? So what's that telling you about the Christian church? They're liars.
That's right.
They're liars. Because the Bible says us, the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American, we're supposed to observe the Sabbath throughout our generation. Read.
For a perpetual covenant.
For a perpetual covenant. Do you know what perpetual means? Anybody knows? Forever. That's continuing. That means that Sunday church, I wish my sister was still here. That God does not care for that. Right. Today is the Sabbath day. Today is the seventh day.
Right.
That's the day we're supposed to observe.
That's right.
So that's how you know whether, like, when you know what's right and wrong. The Christian church is completely wrong. God didn't. The church will have you believe that God sent them, right? They always say, God told me this, God sent me that. Give me Jeremiah 3:15.
Bring it out.
God give me this, God give me that, right? We'll see who is the true pastors according to the Bible. Read.
Jeremiah chapter 3 verse 15.
Read.
And I will give you pastors.
God said he would give us pastors, not the white man. The black church today, the white man sent them to us. That's why in the black community you have churches everywhere. But our community is full of sin, violence. Wherever the more church there is, the more violent that community is.
Right. That's right.
Read.
And I will give you pastors.
God will give us pastors. Read.
According to mine heart.
According to his heart. Read.
And which shall feed you with knowledge.
And those pastors should feed the Israelites knowledge. Now, what is the knowledge that that this pastor should feed the Israelites? You guys know? What's the knowledge?
Keeping God's law.
Keeping God's laws. All praises. You're completely right. Let's get that. Read.
Malachi chapter 2 and verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
For the priest's lips, the priest is your pastors, you know, the leaders of that church. It should keep knowledge. What knowledge? Read.
And they should seek the law at his mouth.
And the Israelites should seek the law out of the pastor's mouth.
Yes,
that's
right,
the pastors that the Most High sent.
Right.
If the church is not teaching you anything, if the church is not teaching you any laws, guess what? God didn't send them.
Glad to see everybody out here, everybody trying to get this knowledge and this wisdom. So read that, go back to that scripture on Malachi 2 and 7. So we're going to get some, I'm going to ask y'all some questions. Okay, just make sure you guys are paying attention and taking in what y'all receive. Read what you got.
The book of Malachi, chapter 2 and verse 7.
Hold up, by the way, my name is Nahum. What's your name? Christoph. And your name? Ali. And what's your name? Pam, Ali, and Christoph. Okay, read what you got.
For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
So it's letting us know that the priest's lips, you see the pastor, right? When he's out there teaching in the so-called Christian church on the Sundays, he's supposed to be, say, should be keeping knowledge, right? We're going to find out what his knowledge is. Read.
Right.
And they should seek the law.
Who is they? They, the audience, right? The so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, the Israelites. They should be seeking the law.
Right.
Right.
From where?
At his mouth.
At his mouth, right? So your mouth and your lips is the same thing, right? It said the priest's lips, and we should be seeking the law at the priest's mouth, right? It's the same thing. So it's telling you what that is. Read it again.
For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
So for the priest's lips, his lips should keep knowledge. We'll find out what the knowledge is. Read.
And they should seek the law.
The Israelites, you guys out here that's listening, read.
at his mouth.
So you should be seeking the law at his mouth. So today, we the prophets, we the priests, we're going to bring you God's law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
So right there, let me ask you a question real quick. So you guys love God, right? Y'all love God? Yeah. Okay. I remember the brother, the soldier, he was bringing out what he brought out he gave you the biblical definition of sin, right? So you guys know what sin is, right? I think you said the name of, you said what it was, right? What was it?
Going against God's laws.
Going against God's laws, right? And you heard it, hey, Brother Ali, right? You heard the same thing too. Going against God's laws. That's breaking God's laws. So do you love God? Do you love him?
I haven't been keeping his laws.
You haven't been keeping his laws. Do you love God?
I love him.
You love him, right? And you love God too, right? So okay, we're gonna find out. Read what the love of God is. Give me that first John 3 and 4. This is what the definition is. This is how you love God. Read.
The book of 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of God.
So now we're gonna find out what the love of God, because a lot of people think because I could come and hug somebody, kiss them, or do certain things for them that you love them, right? So it says, read it from the top again.
For this is the love of God.
So now we're gonna find out what the love of God is. Read.
That we keep his commandments.
So just like you said there, Christoph, Brother Christoph, just like what you said, you haven't been keeping the law. So in order to love God, you got to be keeping his law, statutes, and commandments. Just like you was at home, right? Let's say in your household or whatever, when you grew up as a child, you did what your parents told you. That means because you loved them. But if you didn't do what they tell you to do, that means you hate them. Read.
And his commandments are not grievous.
Meaning the commandment are not hard to keep. Give me 2 and 6. 2 John 2 and 6.
Bring it up.
It's gonna say the same thing over and over again.
Get up. The book of 2 John verse 6. And this is love.
So we're going back to find out what love is. This is love. You know, we see got brothers out here trying to stunt in the hood, trying to be ghetto fabulous. You know what I'm saying? Read.
And this is love.
It says, and this is love. Read.
That we walk after his commandments.
That we walk after his commandments. Read.
This is the commandment that as ye have heard from the beginning.
So this is from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And what?
Ye should walk in it.
So meaning you should walk in it, meaning you should keep these law, statutes, and commandments. So now we know what the love is. Now give me 1 John 2 and 1. Give me that real quick.
Bring it up. Bring it up.
Check this out. It's 1 John 2 and 1. We still dealing with love. Okay? Read.
1 John chapter 2 and verse 1. My little children, these things I write unto you, that ye sin not.
Okay, so he said, my little children, you Israelites, look, hey, these things are you supposed to be doing right here. You're supposed to keep these laws right here. Walk in my ways. Read.
And if any man sin, we have an advocate with the Father.
So if you sin, that means you're going against the Father, okay? Read.
Jesus Christ, the righteous.
Said Jesus Christ, the righteous. Read.
And he is the propitiation of our sins, for our sins.
So he's the pre-parade, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say you go to court. He gonna be your lawyer, you know what I'm saying? So with that, I got a question. Are you married? You have a girlfriend? You married? You have a girlfriend? You don't have a girlfriend? You married? You have a boyfriend? Okay. So we're gonna get this. Are y'all two together? Y'all not together? Okay, guys, see y'all kind of close to each other or whatever. What is y'all, you don't mind me, what is y'all relationship? Friends. Y'all just friends, okay. Y'all not? Huh? Because I see you shaking your head and I see his head sitting straight. I mean, huh? Friends with benefits.
No, I don't even know.
Just friends. Okay. I just want to make sure that, you know, so I got to bring this out real quick. Deuteronomy chapter 7. We start at verse 1. Give me that. Deuteronomy 7 and 1. Watch this right here.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land, whether thou goest to possess it.
So this is us when we was coming out of the land of Egypt. This is us after we came out of the wilderness, okay? We was in the wilderness for 40 years, okay? Our forefathers them that, but that was talking about us. You know, that go into something deep. I'm not gonna go into that right now. But it says when we go to the promised land, meaning we go into the land of Canaan, meaning that's where we got Israel. Read.
And have cast out many nations before thee. The Hittites and the Girgashites and the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou.
So these are some African nations right here. These are the Hamitic nations. These were called the Canaanites. Okay, they were broken down in their different tribes. Read.
And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them.
So when we went into the land, we went to war with them. We fought them. You know what I'm saying? Destroyed them.
Right.
Took them out of the land. Okay.
Right.
We didn't kill all of them off, but we killed a good majority of them off. But some of them still stayed there. The Most High, you read about that in Joshua. He left some of them there to try us.
Right.
But read.
And utterly destroy them, and thou shalt make no covenant with them.
So when we get into this land, don't make no covenants with them other nations, okay? Why? Because you a great, matter of fact, hold that. Drop down to verse 7 and 6.
Sir, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So the Most High God says, you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are a holy people unto the Lord thy God. What does holy mean there, Cristobal?
Holy. To me, holy would mean
Worship,
without
right?
sin.
Worship. That's what it comes down.
Oh, hold on, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna ask you the same question. Go ahead.
Like, without having thoughts of sin, without having.
Okay, that's what you say. Holy means, being holy without sin. What does holy mean to you?
I was gonna say like just what's up worship.
You said going into worship. What does holy mean to you? So think about that. You guys are going to the church. You got to know what you're reading. You know what I'm saying? What you got to understand this thing. So read what you got. We're gonna get you the biblical definition. What God said what holy is. Read.
Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me.
So God said, you shall be holy unto me. Okay, you Israelites, you black, Hispanics, Native Americans, I brought you out of the land of Egypt. You gonna be holy unto me. Read.
For I, the Lord, am holy.
God says, I am holy, right? So we're gonna find out what this holy is. Read.
And have severed you.
Have what?
Have severed you.
What does severed mean?
Cut apart.
Cut apart.
I'll take together.
Take it out. Besides, severed you from what?
I have severed you from other people.
So I severed you from other people. I cut you off from everybody.
Right.
Meaning I picked you. That's what he said. You've been chosen. You've been picked, handpicked. He chose us. We didn't choose God. God came and he chose us.
That's right. That's right.
That right there is a beautiful thing there. You gotta let that marinate in you. You didn't choose the one true God. He came down, he chose you. All right? So he said, you've been chosen, you've been cut off from everybody else. Because everybody else, he said, I'm not dealing with them. He said, I'm dealing with you. Just like you came out today to wear them Nike sandals, you came out to wear them gray shoes, you came out to wear your sandals. You pick and chose that for the day. But the Most High pick and chose them Israelites forever.
That's right.
So jump back up to where we left off at in that same chapter.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So he said, you are holy people. You are separate from everybody. Okay? Just like I'm a separate God from everybody else, I'm your God and your God only. Read.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee.
He said the Lord thy God, meaning the Lord your God. Think about it, that's possessive. That's like the brother sitting in that truck, that's his truck. The Arab man, that's his store.
Right.
Okay, that's not our store. We go in there and take something, that's stealing. So it said, read that again.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people.
Say, I chose you to be a special people. Think about that. You are special, holy, separate. I mean, something top notch to God. Read.
Unto himself.
Unto himself. That's special. Read.
Above.
No, equal.
Above.
Oh, we marched during the civil rights to be equal. Read.
Above all people.
It said above all people that were.
That are upon the face of the earth.
So is that equality, Brother Christopher? Is that equality, Eli? Is that equality, what's your name? Pam. I'm about to say Megan. Pam. Okay. So that means you were separate. So now, read on.
Deuteronomy.
Read up start from the top.
Sir, Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 1.
2.
Verse 2.
3.
Verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
So now we was coming out of that land. The Most High said, neither you, don't make no covenant with them. He said, also, don't make no marriages with them. So what does that mean? He said, I want you to go in that land, but I don't want you to marry those Africans. What is that going into? Christopher.
That's going into that land and then marrying.
He said, read it from the top again.
Bring it up. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
He said, neither shall you make marriages with them. So what is that saying?
Don't marry outside. Don't marry nothing that's not chosen.
I mean, like you there, but you was just about to say it. Say it, just say it or not. Say it or not. You just about to say it.
Not marrying. I want to make sure I say it right.
Go ahead, bring it out. Say it. I'll let you know if you say it right or wrong. Go ahead.
Bring it out. Get out. I don't know how to say it.
Come on out. You say it then. It says, neither make marriages with them. Remember how we were just reading here when we was going into the promised land. The Most High said, I want you to utterly destroy and take, go over there and take over the land of Canaan, which became Israel, okay? The land of Israel. He said, neither make marriages with them. What is that going into? What do we call that today?
Adultery?
No, that's not adultery. Is you married and you sleeping outside your marriage. Or you sleeping with somebody, you single sleeping with somebody that is married. Think about it. Start with an I. We're gonna read it. We're gonna read it, get you make it more plain sense to you. Read that from the top.
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son.
So you should not even take your daughters and marry your daughters to their sons, right? Read.
Nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
You shouldn't even give their daughters and not marry them to your sons. Read.
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
So they will turn your son and your daughters from following me. What is that going into now?
Idolatry.
Not idolatry. You worshiping idols. That's idol worship. Okay. Today, what let's say, okay, I just asked y'all two questions, right? I asked y'all earlier, are y'all with each other, right? If y'all was married, what is that? If y'all was married together, what would that be? Huh?
Inverse?
What would that be if them two was married?
Entitled.
Not entitled.
Engaged.
Not engaged. What? Look, we teaching the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that they're the Israelites, according to God. They got to teach.
Right.
What is it going into? You said, oh,
Yeah,
bring it out.
I know about it.
So bring it out. What is it? What is it saying? You said a commitment. What are we going into? I'm trying to get you there. Now, I'm about to say it. Let me just go on and bring it. It's going into interracial marriage. That's what it's going into. I'm trying to see. It's going into interracial marriage. So read it again.
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
So this is a commandment. God said, you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because a lot of us was doing that. We didn't know. But the so-called white man, they know that. They know that. They tell us, neither make marriages with them. You're not supposed to marry outside of your race.
That's right.
Read.
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter shalt thou not give unto his son.
So God's making it plain. He's going to break it down. He said, don't make marriages with them. He says, neither take your daughters. And says, neither take your daughters and marry to their sons. Read.
Nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Neither your daughters take to your sons. You know what I'm saying? Hey brother, where you going? You thirsty? Okay, come on back. But you see what that's going into? That's going into interracial marriage. Okay, we're not supposed to do that. That's even going into, you sleeping around. That goes into that. That's going into fornication. You're not supposed to do that. Stick with your own race. Okay? So give me the one about King Solomon. About King Solomon, what he did. Watch this right here.
Bring it out.
We read about King Solomon. That's King David. That was his son, right? He ruled after he when he gave rulership to him. Okay, so now we're gonna find out about King Solomon, where he had went off at. Read what you got.
Nehemiah chapter 13 and verse 26. Did not Solomon, king of Israel?
Hold up. Start at 25. I want all the meat. I want all the way up there what they was doing with the strange wives. Give me all that. What Nehemiah had to do. Read.
Nehemiah chapter 13 verse 23. In those days also saw I Jews that had married wives of Ashdod, of Ammon, and of Moab.
So now the Most High, like Most High bringing this out through Nehemiah. This is Nehemiah the prophet right here. Nehemiah said he saw in those days, he saw the Jews, Israel, which is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Judah is the so-called American blacks. Benjamin is your West Indian blacks, like your Jamaicans and your Barbados and them. And now we are reading no Quran. Quran is garbage. We're reading the Bible. Thus said the Lord. Okay, it says, and we're reading about the Levites are your so-called Haitians today. Okay, that's your Levitical priesthood. Sister, come on out the car. Come out the car. Yeah, come on out the car. All right, so read that again.
In those days also saw I Jews that had married wives of Ashdod.
So he saw the Jews marrying strange women. Read.
Of Ammon and of Moab.
Said Ashdod going into one of them other nations. Ammon is your so-called Japanese. Moab is the Chinese. Okay, read.
And their children spake half in the speech of Ashdod and could not speak in the Jews' language.
So you ever seen somebody who got a mother that's Chinese? You know what I'm saying? One of our people, he's still your brother because he got the same, because the bloodline lineage go through the father, according to Numbers 1 and 18.
Right.
So whatever your father is, that's what you are. But because they were mixing, the children were coming out because the children are raised by the mother, right? So they're going to take on the mother's custom. So the mom going to feed them that garbage. So those kids couldn't speak Hebrew. They could not speak Hebrew fluently. Because they were speaking the other language. So they spoke like how today you might have somebody speak a broken English. They can't speak right. That's what he was talking about. So read.
And could not speak in the Jews' language, but according to the language of each people.
According to the language of each people, the language is all mixed up. They were speaking Chinese and they were speaking Hebrew at the same time. Read.
And I contended with them.
He said something. Now he said I contended with them, meaning he was arguing with them. He was like, hey man, why y'all doing this, man? You know this is against the law. Because at this time right here, we were just coming out of captivity and our people were going off again. Read.
And cursed them.
He said he cursed them. He was cussing them out, man. This is the prophet. He was cussing them out. Read.
And smote certain of them.
Some of them he had to beat up.
Right.
He had to put hands on them. Read.
And pluck off their hair.
He even grabbed them by the hair and snatch their hair off the head. Right. Even off their beard. Read.
And made them swear by God.
Made them swear by the Most High, meaning by the laws. Read.
Saying, ye shall not give your daughters unto their sons.
So going right back to what we just read in Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 3. So don't give your daughters to their sons. Read.
Nor take their daughters unto your sons.
You a man, you ain't supposed to go marry outside of your race and marry one of their daughters. Read.
All for yourselves.
All for yourselves. That's what that's going to read.
Did not Solomon, king of Israel, sin by these things?
Did not King Solomon, did he sin by those things?
Right.
Yeah, think about it. Read.
Yet among many nations was there no king like him.
Because he was a good king, man. During his rulership, we ruled the earth. You know what I'm saying? We was in the kingdom of heaven. That's
right.
what heaven is going into, rulership of the earth.
Right.
Okay? Not you going up into the sky. What they talking about, that's going into, that's some old BS. That's going Greek mythology. That's going into Zeus and all that, and Hades and all that crap.
Right.
That's not true. Read.
Who was beloved of his God, and God made him king over all Israel.
So he was beloved by the Most High, and he made him king over all Israel.
Right.
All 12 tribes. This is before we had, during the time of King Solomon, but when he was ruling, we had everybody was under that rulership.
Right.
There was no split. When his son came, there became a split between the northern and southern kingdom. Read.
Nevertheless, even him did outlandish women.
Then who?
Outlandish women
Is going into strange women. Read.
cause to sin.
So when you marry outside your race, they're going to cause you to sin.
Right.
Like, that's why the Most High said, don't marry them, because why? They're going to cause you to stop following him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why? Because you're going to try to please that woman, because in her ways, how she was raised up and brought up, you got to try to please her with her fake God. You know what I'm saying? Because if you messing with Esau, that's who that is. That's Esau. You messing with them, that means you believe in this Caucasian image right here. That's what that means. You believing in this God. That's the God she worship.
Right.
But the God you worship is there, over there. That's a conflict. A conflict of interest. That's an argument in the house. Then you have children by her. What's going to happen? the kid's gonna believe that crap.
Right.
Because the kid's gonna be raised up around the mother. Okay?
That's right.
Read.
Shall we then hearken unto you to do all this great evil, to transgress against our God in marrying strange wives?
Hear that? A transgress. Remember what sin was? The transgression of the law. And he said, should we do that and break God's laws and marry a strange wife?
Right.
Now they will see the true men of God. We are not black men, we are the Israelites. That's right. Take care of us. Take care of us. And our children too. And our children too. We have repented. We have repented. How about you? How about you? People want to know who's the king.
O nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father. O nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father.
Now why they trying to make it so hard to serve God? And why when I say that I'm a Jew, it sound odd? For years I've been walking around.
Shalom. This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us, subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.